Thank you so much, Mr. Kamal, for joining us on a podcast at Dawdle. Thanks so much for taking out time to share your insights with our audience. We have got a bunch of topics on which we'd like to take your insights on. But before we go there, would be great if you could take us to your journey so far to give a good context to our audience.
Yeah, thank you, Rishikesh. About my journey, if I say I started working with Blueberry Group in 2016, that time we had only three locations with one industry, which is travel industry. And initial level, I was the only person I can say in the finance and accounts. And from there to here, now we are in more than 40 countries with the presence of multiple industries like travel, electronics, apparels, cargo business. So we have expanded drastically in last these years, and from one person to more than 300 people of finance team we have built here, and I'm taking care of finance being a group CFO.
Thank you so much, Kamal. And since you have transitioned from operational finance to group level strategic oversight roles where you're managing multiple verticals, say travel, lending, services, and all. So, how has the CFO role, evolved from lesser compliance to now data-driven strategic enablement, particularly in conglomerates like yours with multi-entity, multi-currency operations?
See, first of all, what happens that you have to be present and be attentive in all the meetings, what's happening, what's going around. So whenever I was in the meetings and what was happening, we were having the different revenue numbers. So that revenue numbers had to keep me remind that it's not the only that we have to score the numbers. In a group with many companies and many currencies, industries like travel, trading, services, we build one set of numbers everyone trusts. A few simple metrics and a quick what if plans. So if we don't have what if plans, I don't think we can go ahead for anything. So we definitely go in each and every meeting with what if plans we have. So when bookings are getting slower or costings are going higher or exchange rates are moving, we know our moves what we have to do. So change in the price, shift in the inventories or seeds, we have to lock the rates or protect the cash. So a central team closes the bookings fast. Finance team heads sit with their business heads. The payoffs, few spreadsheets, fights. It's the common in every meeting. So faster decisions, better use of every dollar. Data gives us the speed. Judgment points of the way. So by this, I believe the diversifying groups and the CFO in that level can execute by this way.
Thank you so much. And, kind of, so operating across UAE, involves navigating complex free zones, mainland and offshore regulatory frameworks. And there are a lot of companies which want to start operations in UAE as well. So how do you ensure the financial data harmonization, real-time visibility and regulatory alignment, especially across the group entities which are governed by distinct jurisdictional rules?
Yeah. So first of all, we use SAP and we have our cloud ERP. So we have the plans and policies for one system, including the local rules. So by that, we use in the multiple entities common chart of accounts, which is the basic thing. If you want to keep tracking of all the things, you have to keep the basic chart of accounts, common chart of accounts. So while we are working in multiple locations, we use common chart of accounts and we take care of the local tax, currency, and our calendars handle the DIFC, DMCC, and mainland compliances. So a live cash and compliances dashboard we have, which shows the VAT, corporate tax, ESR, UBO submissions, and other deadlines which you have to follow. So that's the work of the calendars. So policies stay group wide with involvement of the local add-ons. When we set up a new entity, we copy the setup and we assign tax and banks and plug in before the first invoice. And this makes us fast, clear, and compliant.
Got it. So, Kamal, would you also like to talk about a few compliances that are there in the UAE market and explain us what are those compliances like?
And the compliances we take care like you can see there are like transfer pricing policies you have to take care. You have to take care of the benchmarking. You have to take care of the arm's length policies. So whatever is the compliances country wise, not even in UAE, even in Africa, Middle East, wherever we are present, we take care in that manner.
And so managing these multiple subsidiaries also leads to fragmented ERP landscapes. Could you also walk us through how your organization or how an organization like yours achieve system level consolidation, whether through multi-ledger setups or API based intercompany reconciliation or data lake integration like these?
So we ended up a spreadsheet chase and we made SAP our single backbone. So by that SAP, or you maybe know that for HANA is the core part in the SAP. So it runs the core same chart, dual ledgers and automation alimentation. So by the ICMR, which is intercompany invoice matching and reconciliation, by that with the smaller ERPs feed daily into central finance. There is the dashboards we get. They close the statuses, cash and FX, and whatever new entities go live in weekly, not monthly. So we work on a weekly reporting basis with the help of dashboard. So by that we get faster closing results, fewer reconciliations, and one trust version of the metrics.
Got it. And how important is the role of technology in kind of managing all this?
As I said, we are using SAP. For you must be aware that in the SAP you find anything customized, whatever you need. And, we already developed a set of by the experience with 10 years in the company. We faced many kind of things that we faced. That these are the manual work powers we are having. We tried to maximize automation on the in everything. Had to make either through the KPIs or the Power BI. Through them, we have tried to consolidate at one platform.
So how did you decide that, the company as a whole has to implement SAP rather than going with, say, multiple tools for multiple processes?
Yeah, because in the past experience we were doing that. We were we were dependent on the multiple different platforms. We were doing travel transactions on the different platform. We were doing on the travel accounting on the different platform. For the reporting purpose we were using different. So by the experience we came to understand, and as of times flies, you have to understand what's the current need you have in the organization. And if you don't learn from the past experiences, you can't go ahead with the same flow.
Right, got it. And Kamal, also, with this recent UAE introduction of this corporate tax and economic
Yeah,
substance regulations that is called ESR, compliance automation
right.
has become very mission critical. So how can CFOs like you implement AI driven compliance layers that auto validates, transactions for IFRS or VAT eligibility or BEPS reporting, country by country documentation?
So what we have done compliance as a part of our workflow, not the afterthought process. So SAP runs with the boards and check the transactions for the VAT, for the IFRS 15, IFRS 16, and corporate tax rules. We have implemented everything in that, and exceptional pop-ups for the review before posting. So AI scans invoices for missing TRN numbers in UAE, and if we talk about not in UAE, if in other jurisdictions, it scans their local taxation numbers and other mismatching things. And for ESR and other country reporting, it's the template base. So what we do, we have uploaded the templates, which are we know most commonly asked, frequent asked questions. So we have uploaded that. On based on that, it provides us the audit trails and results. So it leads us to less manual working, and by the filtering, it's give us the clean data, and auditors can also trace every number in a few clicks.
Got it. So it gives you complete audit traceability, in
Yes.
that ways. Got it.
Yeah.
And for businesses, which are spanning, trading and travel, like a business like yours, managing, foreign exchange exposure and cash flow volatility and working capital cycles is very critical. So could you elaborate for our audience, like, a little bit on the treasury digitalization space, using real-time cash visibility tools, predictive liquidity models, and automated FX, the hedging concepts and all to optimize liquidity and reduce financial risks?
Okay. So Treasury has gone digital and forward looking. So we use SAP linked Treasury platform showing real time cash and FX by bank and currency. Productive model look 2 to 3 months ahead using booking and payable data. So funding plans starts early. FX exposures update automatically, and once limits are hit, rules trigger. And online hedging, cash pooling and daily netting keep money in the right place. By that we get the results that we have clear visibility, stable liquidity, and treasury that supports growth instead of just guarding the cash.
Got it. No, if you talk about the traditional audit models, they're mostly reactive, and you know these days, things are moving towards digital first. CFOs kind of thing are kind of, they're adopting a continuous control monitoring system. So what's your approach to kind of embedding real time financial control automation using rule based validation engine, anomaly detection algorithms, and AI based journal entry reconciliation?
So what we did, we basically turned audit preparations into a daily process, and by SAP now runs automated checks on postings, approvals, and master data. So AI tools scan for unusual transactions and flag them instantly. Journal entries like automate to source documents and learning from past fixes. A live dashboard tracks every alert and action, giving auditors real-time visibility. And by that, we get that at the last moment we don't get surprises, and we get a stronger trust in that.
I got it. And do you also want to take a few, huge cases of? So you talked about SAP. So do you also want to take the huge cases of a few other tools that you're using in your, in your department or domain?
Yeah, along with that, we are using that Power BI dashboards, SAPs, and spreadsheets. As you know, that somewhere we have to use by the exporting the data, and on a board we to the static decks to the live data.
So in terms of board intelligence platforms, you're mostly using the BI tools, or you are also kind of using the board intelligence platforms like you have Board Advantage, Diligent, and all that, which empower real-time access to P&L analytics and KPI scoreboards. So have you started using it, or it's mostly like the BI
We
dashboards
are
is what you
already
use?
using it. We are already using it. By that, directors can have a direct access on that, and they can just drill down the business and a region without waiting for the next pack. So we are already using it.
Okay, got it. And do you face any challenges there where you think that, if this kind of an innovation would have been in place, things would have been better for me or less challenging for me?
By now or what? I didn't get.
If you have to suggest a few features, new features, or innovative features, that if that would have been included in the tools that you're using, life would have been a bit easier for you.
I think most of the challenges, whatever we were facing in the past years, we have already implemented in that. Like I can give you some examples. Like earlier, if I want to take like group on a group level, I have to take the revenue what I'm taking from the one particular airline. So one by one, I have to go to the each data of the particular country, and I have to export it, and then I have to work on merging them. So now, as I have the SAP, I can just click on few buttons and I can have the consolidated reports that what revenue, what. So I can request for the incentives to the particular airline that this much of business on a group level we have did with you, and now we seeking for the additional incentives, or on a stock level if I want to see, I can see that what kind of products I have on a group level that which are non-moving, or I can say which kind of fast-moving or slow-moving products I have. So everything is data driven now. Of course,
And Kamal,
challenges
since you
would
have been
always
with the
be there.
yes,
Challenges would
if you could
always
talk
be
about
there,
some
and
of
by
those challenges,
learning
because that
with
will
the
actually help.
time, you learn and you implement them.
So what are those challenges which a CFO usually faces, especially in industries to which you belong?
If I talk about that, as I said, on a group reportings, like bosses want to sit with you and see, they want to see the on a group level investments, they want to see where are the liabilities are there on a group level, what advantages we can take from the market money, like if we want to get further investment from banks, what are the possibilities are there we can work on. So that kind of reporting is now much easier than before.
Got it. And when we talk about travel and hospitality, Kamal, it's a highly variable sector with fluctuating revenue streams and dynamic pricing. So how are data analytics and demand forecasting models being applied to margin optimization, cost control, and yield management, especially in the post-pandemic travel ecosystem?
Yeah, first of all, if I talk about the pandemic time, travel industry was the most impacted, highly impacted industry. But that time also, we were able to survive because that time our cargo business and expatriate flights we were handling that time. We did that, and post COVID, if I say, it has came the boom in the travel industry, and by now, if we say it's moves by the hour, and so finance had to get faster, We use a dynamic forecasting that pulls live bookings, search, and pricing data into margin models. So dashboards show the seat and room yields, letting teams adjust prices or capacity in real time, and the cost for the fuel, food, staff. These kind of things are tracked in the same way. So we protect margins as volume shift. So by this, we more relate to this.
I got it. And Kamal, you are one of those those people who have been with the organization from the very beginning almost. Like, you have seen the transition happening, a company growing from a 30 employees to a 300 plus employees now. So what are the various
Right.
triggers in this entire journey where you felt that के बाद I have to start using technology, अब इसके बाद technology आना चाहिए. So could you explain us that journey so that, people who are watching it, who have just started or 2, 3 years down the line, they can learn as CFOs, like, at what steps they should start using technology or changing the process.
See, earlier, if I say there were few limited softwares in the market that time, if I say like Tally or that kind of softwares, people were using it. But now, if you see in the market, it's a technology time. So whenever you go, wherever you go, you find somebody in any seminar or any meetup you go, you find that there is a desk for the some software company. So everybody knows that this is the time where we have to go for the automation. So whatever software you use, it should fulfill your requirements, not just that you liked it, you like the interface, or you like it is user friendly or not. It should fulfill your requirement, whatever your requirement is. And if it's because there are many kind of softwares which are, I can say, might be costly, but if it's fulfilling your requirement and it's easing your time, you should go for whatever can save your time.
So a CFO must take into account whether it's the requirements are being fulfilled and the time being saved before
Yes.
deciding on a tool. But there's a lot of digital clutter also around Nakama. Like, there are a lot of tools available for one single requirement. How should a CFO navigate that clutter?
Sorry.
So one is that going with a big brand, like you went with SAP. But
No,
let's
it's
suppose, there
not
are,
easy. It's not easy to go with SAP also. By so many discussions, there is so many reviews required. There are so many trainings required, and after so many approvals and so many discussions, if I say that you have to convince your bosses that no, the decisions
yes.
which we are taking, that's it's beneficial for the company. It's not easy.
And also, Kamal, so how do you envision integrating AI-based document intelligence, NLP-powered invoice recognition, and all these things to eliminate manual dependencies on your accounting workflows?
So we put our requirement when we onboarded SAP that these are the things which we want to automate, and we have given them set of rules, set of policies which we want to apply in the system. So on the basis of that, whatever challenges we were having, that now additionally we want to implement this. So we already added on that, and it's now all automated. Like I given you example that AI scans the invoices, and whenever you find that the TRN is missing or something is missing, so it's give us the pop-ups to review that.
Got it. And does it also helps in kind of giving you early warnings in case of credit risk, inventory exposure, and cash flow leakages,
Yeah, we
especially in
maintain.
B2B trading environment? Like,
Yeah. It gives us pop-ups because we maintain a cash flow on a forecasting basis, as I told you before, that whenever there is a something, we have set the rules that this is the level. If it goes below that, we have to get the warnings and we have to get the pop-ups. So by that, we get it and we take the immediate actions on that. As you know, somewhere some markets are totally B2B dependency markets. So
yes.
you can't take risk for cash volatility in any case, so you have to be prepared in advance.
Yes. And who decides those levels, Kamal? Is it the software also, kind of helping you decide those levels?
Yeah, as I told you before that we have already set up the one set of chart of accounts, so it's the same chart of accounts in at all levels, and set of rules are based on that, and it runs the rules whatever it is feeded in that, so you get warnings on basis of that, and based on that, of course, we have to take the decisions. It can give you the ideas, it can give you the requirements what you have asked it, but at the end decisions you have to take.
And could you also share your view on this cybersecurity governance, especially within the finance systems, encryption of financial data, or the access management or zero trust frameworks?
Yeah. Cybersecurity is now a part of finance hygiene. If I say all financial data is encrypted at rest and in transit, I will say. Access is role based. It's not like it is completely on one person. It is depending on the role of the person with multi factor authentication and audit logs for every change. We follow a zero trust model. Users verify each time, and no one gets wide access by default. This is the company policy, and continuous monitoring and flag any suspicious logins or data downloads. By that, we get the confidence in numbers we secure.
Got it. And what about ESR reporting, Kamal? Like, is it also automated or it's manual?
ESR is automated, but as you might be known that ESR is not mandatory in UAE now since last 2 years. But still, we keep that because at the time of filing for the corporate tax, you have the similar kind of requirement. So we still keep that.
Got it. Because a lot of the companies tell that ESR has become very important if they want to raise funds or investments from various fund houses.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. We also do that, and it's system generated, compliant. Everything is AI generated by the systematic.
Now, if we talk about CFO, they kind of beyond numbers, they now also own the enterprise data integrity. So what is your vision on finance to data convergence, where finance become the custodian of organizational truth, integrating ESG, risk and operational data into a unified decision making platform?
I see finance as a we can keep finance as a clean and connected data. The company's single version of the truth. We are combining financial, operational, and ESG. ESG is environmental, social, and governance by data on one platform. So leaders can view performance, risk, and impact together. And finance sets the standards and governance for quality with trust data a decision become faster and fact basis.
And now, finally, we will talk about a bit about boardroom ethics and trust. So, you have spoken about values like integrity and empathy as business anchors. So, how do you see these values translate into ethical finance practices, right from payment transparency to responsible financial disclosures?
See, I believe that trust of the supplier begins when you start paying them always on time. And similarly, you expect from your customers. So we pay suppliers on time and share clear payment terms because trust starts with fairness. And disclosures are honest and simple. And even when results are tough, sometimes digital tools give transparency, but values keep it real and handle data responsibility and speaks up early if something you feel wrong.
Yes. And Kamal, at last, would you also like to talk about like coming 5 years, 6 years? What are the various technology interventions which can help the finance team better? Like,
See, upcoming 5 to 6 year, if I say the current time I feel is for the Gen AI, but I believe that it's the right time to go with the Agentic AI because it's a mixture and the upcoming time when you see that Agentic AI has taken more part in the not even in the finance in the each every field here. So if you go for the new versions of some available tools in the market, so you get some more suggestion based things. So whenever you go, you get your reporting, you get your data, but you need some suggestions also that opinions. If I say you want to get the opinion, so by that it shows that whatever you are thinking, it's already in the AI that your next question would be this. So they already know what you are thinking, what you are planning.
and what can be you know, the challenges of such kind of a systems, like the risks associated with them?
Risk is always associated with the uses. If you are using it in a positive way, in a good sense of mind, that your requirement is not for the bad users. So you always have to be aware that whatever system you are using, it is in house and it is not publicly that your data is secure. So you have to keep things in the mind.
Got it. Thank you so much, Kamal, for joining us on this podcast. Extremely grateful that you shared your insights with our audience. We'll share this podcast with over 1,200 plus CFOs from across the globe, and we'll be in touch. Thank you so much, Kamal.
Thank you, Rishikesh. Thank you so much.